We're the parent company of the Unisub sublimatable blank products for sublimation that we provide. And I also have today with me Alicia Galehouse. Hello. She is the co-host today. I'm letting her take some of the reins here, and we're going to have a lot of fun with you guys. We're going to get you ready for the holidays this year. So hopefully last week you learned a little bit about the monogram market and how you can make money with monograms. And maybe some of you have visited unisub.com/boutique for that list of free resources that we went over last week. So just so you know, we have uploaded last week's recorded webinar on that page for you to view so that you can review what we went over last week. So if you missed it, don't be panicky. We do have that uploaded to that website, and I'm going to go through that several times during the presentation today. But for today's webinar, we're going to show you our holiday collection of items that you can use to get into new markets and increase your business along with patterns, templates, and graphics just for the holidays. And there we go. Again, just a couple of housekeeping items before we start. You should have a control panel on the right side of your screen, and you can see this little button here on the screen that I put, this little orange button. You can minimize that panel by clicking on that little orange arrow, and you can expand it by clicking the same button. So it's a little toggle key there. And if you have trouble with the audio, we recommend that you dial into this webinar. There's a telephone option. If you use your toolbar and hit the little audio tab, and I have a little tiny snippet of it down at the bottom of the screen here, it'll provide a call-in number and an access code for you to use. So if you're having trouble hearing us, that's the best way to do it. Because unless you have a great internet connection, the webinar tends to buffer sometimes and time out, and that can cause issues with you on the audio side and sometimes on the viewing side. So call in if you're having any issues hearing me. Hopefully you're not. But remember, we are recording this webinar as well, and I better hit my recording. Did you hit it? Good. Alicia helped me out because I almost forgot to record it. But we're recording this one as well, and we'll post it for you online and give you the link to that after today's session. And once again, we also have a question and answer section where you can post a question, and we'll be taking 10 to 15 minutes for questions and answers at the end of the webinar, depending on how many you have. And I also posted the link on this particular slide to the boutique slideshow webinar from last week. So you'll be able to listen to that at your leisure. Okay, so as you may recall from the last session we had, we went over what the Make Money with Monograms program was all about. Basically, it's a toolkit for you to use to get into the personalized gift market with free resources for you also, and collected in a handy binder that we recommend just to keep it organized and for you to be able to simply explain everything that's in it to whoever you decide to sell to. All of what we discussed last week is available online, once again, at unisub.com/boutique. And what's included in that is just a recommended list of products that are popular in that gift market and digital resources like free templates, graphics, patterns, and suggested fonts, and then a plan on how you can break into the market, including tips and tricks on who to talk to, what to say, what items to include, and that sort of thing. So again, you can use the materials we've presented to partner with area gift shops and boutique retailers, or if you have your own store or if you'd rather just directly sell, you can simply add these products to your lineup of sublimated items. Now for today, we're going to go over resources that we've created and provided for you to download that focus on holiday personalization. Ho, ho, ho. There you go. See, Alicia's already in the spirit here. And these are the perfect gift items that you can add to your program that we introduced last week. So we have the top 9 products for holiday gifts. We have the profit margins that are on those items. You can see, about how you want to price it, how much money you'd like to make off of those products. It's a great opportunity for business. And then we also have creative resources such as templates and background patterns and fonts, all with the holiday theme in mind. So we're getting all excited. We hope that you will too. Now here on this slide, we have the top 9 products that we identified for the holiday market. So what's different about the holiday package that we have here is that we've added more electronics like the iPad Air, the Samsung Galaxy S5, and the iPad Mini with Retina. And this is simply due to the likelihood of these gifts being given to people for the holidays. Now, hopefully I'm getting that iPad Air, but I have no idea. And we have added a snowflake-shaped ornament that you'll see there. We call it the London Keepsake Ornament, and a serving tray. So I've seen serving trays a lot in people's homes, and I know they have coasters that go with them and kind of make a little a set of items. So again, these are just items that you can offer to your customers, and we've even included the item numbers for you as well. And we even have the profit margin potential. So this, again, is a lovely spreadsheet that shows you all of your product costs, and you even have a retailer profit if you're going to price these items and, and show a gift shop when it's personalized what they can end up selling that for and what the profit is that retailer can make from them. But again, if you're not going to be selling to anyone else, then you wouldn't have to worry about any kind of wholesale pricing or anything like that. You could just use the end user prices as the target that you're going to sell it for, and then do your profits from that. So you can see what the costs are and the profits are depending on how you want to tailor your business. Now, like last time, the lighter type items that you can barely see on the slide are price and part number breakouts for 2 to 3 interchangeable back plates that are bundled with the switch case, depending on the device. So, for example, with our cases, you can actually put in the inserts or the back plates, and other cases sometimes have the personalization part affixed to the whole case. So the only way you could really get a different look is if you get a totally different case. With ours, you can actually put in the metal plates, and we are coming out with some different cases as well. But these are really neat because you can actually flip them in and out of that and create more of an opportunity for people to come back to you to get more gift items. So for your total cost as the sublimator of these products, we've estimated the product cost of the blanks, again, like we did last time from Unisub distributors, labor and overhead, which, again, we figured at $1.50, and maybe your costs might be higher or lower. We also calculated ink and paper costs at 2.5 cents per square inch. So basically, you take the item that's going to be sublimated, and you look at how big it is. So if it's a 4x4 coaster, for example, you would take that and you would have 16 square inches, and then you would take 2.5 cents and multiply it by that amount. So that gives you kind of an idea of how much that ink and paper would cost. And then you have approximate freight based on a batch shipping of items. So if you're shipping them to someone else, we just figured it at $2 if you're going to include a lot of things to, like if you're shipping to a retailer, a boutique shop. So that's how we calculated the freight on that. And as we did before on this worksheet, everything here with the formulas, it's all part of the download packages that we have. So all those digital resources are going to be available on a link I'm going to give to you later. And you can download those and completely edit them no matter, if you want to adjust your profit margin or if you don't need some of this, that's fine. We just wanted to give you a tool for you to use to help you grow your business. That's what it's all about. The profit margin potential here, we've got an example like we did last week. So let's walk through just a couple of these again, just to make sure, because I like somebody to walk me through examples just so I know I understand something. So here I've put on here a Unisub serving tray. It is item number 5700. And from our sheet, we showed the cost of that blank at $13.04. Then we added labor and overhead at $1.50. And then ink and paper at 2.5 cents per square inch comes to $3.08 based on how big that sublimatable area is. Then the freight we estimated at $2 for a total cost of $19.62. For the wholesale price, which is what you would sell the decorated item to the retailer for if you decide to go that route, we'll charge $25 to them as their wholesale price, and that's a 22% margin or $5.38 in profit. And then the retailer can then charge our recommended decorated price of $36, which gives them a 31% margin and $11 of profit. And again, this is all in that worksheet that you can adjust as you choose. Another example, Samsung Galaxy S5 case with 3 interchangeable backplates, and we just did it because we recommend that to have people keep coming back to get new backplates. But the cost of that case is $249. Each backplate's 99 cents, so that's a total of $5.46. And then we recommended for the, again, caseless 3 backplates. You can do it however you want to, but it's kind of cool if your customer comes to you and says, well, I want one for the holidays, but then I want something for Valentine's Day, or then I want something that just has a chevron on it with my initials. Again, you can do those backplates in different designs, but it's kind of a neat gift item. Add labor and overhead, and then your ink and paper plus your freight, and you got a total cost of $9.66. And for the wholesale price, we charge $15 to the retailer. That's a 36% margin with $5.34 of profit. And then the retailer can then charge our recommended price of $29.99 for a case and 3 personalized backplates, which gives them a 50% margin and $14.99 of profit. So again, if you want to adjust that, you can. If you're not selling to anyone else, all that profit is yours. Cha-ching! That's exactly right, Alicia. She's already seeing this add up, so this is good. And here we have that all that previous information kind of nicely formatted. If you wanted to go to a boutique retailer and you decide to do that and present it to them as a package, then we'll provide this to you in their digital downloads, and it's available as an editable document. So it has the wholesale price on it, as you can see in that sort of the middle column there, and then next to it you've got the suggested retail price and the retailer's margin. So it kind of looks familiar maybe from last week. And then I'm going to turn this over to Alicia, and she's going to start talking more about what's included with our holiday package.
Well, thanks so much, Peggy. It's wonderful to have you all here. We have creative resources in this next little PowerPoint slide here geared toward holiday design. So you'll see product templates, graphics, and fonts. And we have several supporting items for your holiday binder that you'll recall from last week's webinar, such as the binder cover, the benefits of sublimated products, 5 easy steps on how to launch personalized products, the profit margin sheet in case you'll present this to gift shops and you fulfill the sublimated gift, an order form, and a monogram guide.
Yeah, some people don't know exactly how to do their monograms, so that's really handy.
Right. And in case you'd like to have a point of purchase or a POP display, we also have art for that in-store display, or simply to help you sell on your own if you so choose. So here are the steps the end consumer will go through, just like in last week's webinar. They will first pick their product, then they are introduced to the design elements they can choose to personalize their product. All right, so step 1, they then pick their background pattern design and color, of course, geared toward the holidays. Then they will design the frame that will surround their monogram or family name by picking the frame shape, outline color, and fill color. Then they choose their monogram font and the font color. And here's the monogram cheat sheet for the retailer to help the customer arrange their monogram letters. And you might remember this. We went over it last week, as you'll recall. And, of course, the price list for each product, which can be placed at the beginning or end of the binder. It's totally up to you. And, of course, we'll have the order form from last week as well. So this entire program, including all graphic backgrounds and binder pages we've shown, can be downloaded at www.unisub.com/boutique-holiday. And for your convenience, you can download each section separately or the entire program all at once via Dropbox. And we have a screenshot here that we've included just as a reference. All right, so for next steps, you'll see kind of a similarity from last week. So first, you'll want to order the products from your distributor. Then, download all the support material at www.unisub.com/boutique-holiday. Then you'll want to get familiar with what is in the program so that you can easily sell the items and know exactly how to place them and market them within your location or your customer's location. Next, you will sublimate a set of samples and put together the binder of information as before. Identify a list of local gift shops in your market that would benefit from your partnership. And one thing that we were reading just the other day, we were thinking about, based on the time of year, holiday parties are not that uncommon in direct selling. So You can host a holiday party and focus it on personalized gifts for ordering. Just, make sure that you give yourself plenty of time to fulfill orders so they can get their presents in time for Christmas. And if you host a party or event, you can display your items and provide ordering information in the binder. But, we see plenty of holiday party Facebook posts for retailers and event invitations centered around a selection of products, so you might want to consider it. Plus, parties are always fun.
True. It gives you something to do when you're thinking about, what am I going to get for this person?
Exactly.
So now we're at the end of our holiday webinar, and we'll post a recording of this on that holiday page we gave you before, the unisub.com/boutique-holiday, so that you can go back and view that recording, and hopefully this has given you some inspiration on designs for holidays, and maybe you have your own designs in mind that you would like to create and use around specific holidays or events in your area. And so now we're going to start taking some questions from you guys. I know it's kind of a quick little webinar, but I'm hoping that you got a lot of information from us. And let's pull off your questions here. Let me pull this up so we can actually read. What fundraising would you use the wholesale for? The wholesale prices, you could use that. You can adjust that either way. For fundraising, that would be a perfect idea. So if you wanted to use some of these products for, and you could use like bag tags like we did in the boutique binder, but you could use that for school fundraisers or church fundraisers or charity fundraisers. We have seen people that have done them for breast cancer awareness, hospitals, things like that. So there's a lot of potential with that. There's no way you can ship a tray for $2. Yeah, Chris, good point. We probably need to adjust our marketing plan on that one, but we just estimated one for all items. So point taken, and definitely a good point for Chris. Thank you so much for that. And the fonts that we supplied, will all these fonts be downloadable, or do we have to try it? We can't actually give you the original font file because we would be in violation of doing that, but we do have a list of free fonts that we use on a daily basis for our all of our art items. So anything we put on our website that has a specific font on it, we go to free fonts like Font Squirrel. There's DaFont, which is DAFONT.com. There's several of them out there where you can actually go and you put in like rights free. So you don't want to do like free for personal use because you'd actually be selling these, but there's something you can do like free for commercial use, and it does actually give you that. Is the free font? Yes, it is available, Chris, and I think I have your email, but I know that that is actually included on the resources page for the original boutique, and it will be included on this holiday page as well. What it is, it's like a Word document. It has a list of all the fonts on there. I'll double check and make sure it is on there for you. When you download the artwork, Cindy, you said, and try to unzip, there's nothing in the file. Oh, okay. Well, let me check that again. It should be on there. I checked it earlier, but then again, I'm working off my computer here at work, so let me check that for you. We'll definitely have that for you guys, and thank you for letting us know that, Cindy. I appreciate that. We also have another one. What distributors carry these items? All of our premier distributors do carry Unisub and switch case items. I'm not 100% sure which ones carry the glass cutting board, but if you prefer a different product that you order from a distributor that's just not featured in our boutique set, so if you were particularly in love with, sublimated flip-flops or T-shirts, anything like that, of course you can substitute a product. You'll just have to make sure it's something, in demand for personalization, which T-shirts are a big thing, and that you use some kind of graphics manipulation software like Adobe Photoshop or CorelDRAW, or some people use Adobe Illustrator, although I'm terrible in Illustrator, to place the holiday design or whatever design you want on that image. And your distributor may have product shots that you can use too, or you can find web resolution files on our website for our products that we offer at unisub.com. We don't really do a lot of high resolution files. It's very difficult for us to store all those. We do have some though. So, feel free to peruse that, and if you want to use something else, work with your distributor and see what information you can get from them, because we give a lot of our stuff to our distributors as well. And you can find that list of distributors on our website at unisub.com, /distributors. Let me see what else. Same thing happened with the first set of boutique. Okay, Cindy, we're going to either send them to you. We will get those to you. I don't know what's happening there. Did you try? I'm wondering if you tried Dropbox yet, because Dropbox has a lot of our stuff too. And what Dropbox is just simply like a file sharing system where you can upload these. You know, a lot of these graphics files are like huge. You know, 10 megs for something or 20 megs. So we have to put them on Dropbox because it can handle up to so many megabytes of art. So we can check that again for you as well. And the unzipping for the first boutique, I had to actually right-click it and choose Open with Explorer because I had issues too. And I had Windows Explorer is what I use. I don't actually use a Mac here. I use one at home. But I did unzip it using Windows Explorer. So definitely try that and see if that works for you, Melissa. Thank you for your question and concern. Any other questions that you guys have that we can help you with? And of course, we do have your email addresses too, so we're going to save this chat session and see if we can help them directly as well. Is there a login? I don't think you need a login for that. It should give you a link for Dropbox. One other question, wait a minute. We have more webinars like this in the future. Oh, in 2015, we have some more webinars that we have planned for different Unisub items that we have. So we're really excited because Alicia and I, when we get together, we have a lot of fun. Woohoo! Probably too much fun. Right. But we come up with different ideas and things that we can share with you. So we will definitely let you guys know what we're going to do via email. We use a lot of constant contact for, you know, getting in touch with customers to let them know what kind of events we're going to have. So we will email you guys when we have that as well. The address, again, is for the holiday is Unisub, it's unisub.com/boutique-holiday. And boutique is what? BOUTIQUE-holiday. Yeah, I had to think about that one. But yes, that is where the link is, and thank you for Stan for asking that. And any other question you guys might have that we can help you with. We're definitely going to save these questions you're sending so that we can answer you directly. And if there's any other tips that we have, we'll add them to the page as well.
Absolutely.
Because it's easy for us to go on that website and actually edit things. I remember the days when you couldn't change anything without calling someone, and we're the ones changing the page all the time. So that's totally fine. We can do that. If you guys are having trouble with downloads, we're going to see if there's 2 or 3 more ways we can make it easy. Well, thank you guys so much for attending, and hopefully you've gotten some ideas about what to do for boutiques and gift items, especially towards the holidays. I know it's already November. It seems like the year just flew by.
Right.
But, all right. Well, thank you guys very much. And, of course, if you have any questions, info@unisub.com is another way to reach us directly. There's about, oh gosh, a staff of 9 of us that answer different questions depending on what comes across. So please feel free to reach out to us.
We hope you have a very happy holiday.
Bye.